I went to a nude dinner party last night. It's called the Fude Experience, but it's spelled Fude. You have to apply and be a member, and you go in and you basically get there, and the second you walk in the door, you take off all of your clothes.
I love it.
And
My IBS bloated belly is like terrified of this concept.
And I was, that's not something most people are comfortable with. In general, I think a lot of people have an issue with being nude, even in their own home. Like, they're uncomfortable with it. Whereas there are some people that are not, who are more free and willing to just walk around their house naked.
Yeah.
I think I fall into the latter, where I'm not super uncomfortable with it, but it was definitely a new concept for me to be like, hey, I'm going to go to this dinner party, and the second that you arrive, you're going to meet everybody outside, and they're all going to be fully clothed, and then when you go inside, you're going to take everything off. What was interesting about it, though, I didn't know, is that we were doing breath work before the dinner. So we did like a healing practice of transcendental breath work, which was about 30 minutes, and it was life-changing. I think for me, I've done breath work before, but for this room of about 30 people, very inclusive. There was trans folks, non-binary folks, men, women. There was only a few men because they have a little bit of a strict policy for what men they allow in, obviously. So it's mostly women, I would say, but we all like danced. Like,
I love it.
like they started by offering body movement and saying what to do, and then we did this breathwork session, and it was just so interesting to experience while you're naked in a room full of strangers.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it was just like a very wild experience to have, and then to get up and have dinner. And there was this long table of a candlelit dinner, and no phones. Like, most people weren't on their phones. You could take pictures if you want. They take photos of the entire event, and you can opt out if you want to. But I didn't opt out, so a lot of the marketing photos will have me in it. Blurred, maybe.
Yeah.
I think mostly blurred. But the dinner was based in a theme. So the theme was gratitude and integrity. And we all talked about, kind of throughout the meal, what we believe integrity is and how we live integrity-wise in our lives, and what we think integrity is not.
Okay.
So everyone kind of went around in like popcorn style, or just around the table.
Sounds like Thanksgiving. Like,
yeah.
like,
but
what are you thankful for? Everyone go around.
And something that I noticed is you don't even think people are naked anymore. Like, it's not like everyone is naked, yes, but you're not like looking at other people. It's not sexualized. It just feels like you almost forget that everyone is naked. Like, this girl was across from me, and I didn't once like look at her chest,
Yeah.
And each of the dishes came out, and it usually, the founder, Charlie, makes all of the food, but she hired a team this time so she could participate more with people there. And each was like a pillar of integrity. So with each dish, we talked about what that pillar means, how we can be influenced by it, what we're trying to work on in our lives. And all of it was vegan and plant-based. And there was no alcohol served at the event, which I thought was really cool. Because it truly is a space of freedom and healing and self-expression, rather than let's have a dinner party and ask each other what we do for work.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I hate going to dinner parties and people asking, what do you do?
Yeah, I know. It's just like weird small talk.
Yeah, and then, people feel the need to drink in order to talk. And this was such a vulnerable experience. I think being nude was this way of being able to take the mask away and get rid of all of the how's the weather, and talk about things that are really meaningful and deep. Everyone around me was talking about very, very deep subjects. And I found that super refreshing.
Yeah, it's like, I can imagine that, everybody taking off their clothes is like a little uncomfortable and vulnerable at first, but it kind of like pushes past that barrier of like, we're all here, we're all a little bit uncomfortable. And now we can talk about something real, and also taking alcohol out of the equation. Because I imagine, like, if I was in that situation, I'd be like, oh my God, I just want to drink to like get through this.
Yeah. At the end of the night, everyone kind of went around and said either if they've experienced a nude event before or if this was their first time, and what it made them feel to be able to be nude in front of people. And someone said something that really struck me. She said, I haven't felt like this since I was a little girl. Being
Wow.
able to like be nude in front of people and not be sexualized and not be told that it is wrong, and to feel
Yeah.
then comfortable in your body. Like, there was a ton of people talking about body dysmorphia and how going to these events has helped them to feel beautiful and perfect however they look. I believe that nudity is a symbol of self-expression and vulnerability and acceptance,
Yeah.
and that as a culture we look at nudity as something that's bad, and we often put women down, especially for nudity.
Wow. That's really refreshing to hear, because I think that that would be one of the reasons why I would be like scared to do it, right? Because of body dysmorphia, because I'd be like, oh my God, I don't want everybody to see my body. Like, there's so much that we cover up with clothes.
Yeah.
So just stripping all that down, you can't hide anything that you might be insecure about, or, shove anything away.
Yeah, and I think I even experienced those feelings initially because I just got a breast augmentation and I have scars, and
Yeah.
I was oddly so comfortable after a while because everyone else was kind of, there were people that were obviously a little bit nervous, but by the end, like I said, everyone seemed so comfortable and just enjoying conversation and meeting new friends. And I feel like it's a space where you can really grow and accept yourself and get rid of the idea that your body means anything of value other than that it's your home that you live in.
Yeah.
Like, whatever you look like, it doesn't truly matter. And it's
Yeah.
very human to be naked. Like,
Yeah. That sounds really cool. I've been hearing more about the nude events too. There's like a nude comedy thing now too,
Oh,
that one of my
yes.
friends went to the other
yes.
night.
So they are partnering with this dinner party
Oh, really?
soon. Yeah, they just told me about it last night. And so I don't know if the comedian will be nude. I'm assuming everyone will be nude.
Yeah.
But I think the concept is really cool. And I think the idea scares a lot of people because they think it's going to be overtly sexual. But
Yeah.
it wasn't sexual at all. It was just so wholesome and freeing and healing. And the breath work, I think, really makes the space feel safe. And
Yeah.
multiple people said that it felt like the safest space they've been in a long time.
Wow. That's really amazing.
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to go and do it again. And hopefully, I'm writing a story about the experience, and I want to talk to the founder more, and made like 12 friends last night that I wouldn't have met otherwise, who
Wow.
are kind of aligned with how I view the world and integrity. And yeah, it's just, I think it's so fun and unique, and I'm trying to convince more people to go with me next time.